Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm Altric Vox, and the latest episode of the Owl House, Covention, was jam-packed with so much information and lore that it compelled me to finally start up the episode breakdowns for this series. Every episode so far has given us a decent amount of world building, but this one kicked things into high gear. So let's run through the episode, not so much the Easter eggs, but the finer details, and even speculate on where some of the elements introduced in this episode can go. Of course, spoiler warning, if you have not seen the episode, please catch up and then come back. With all that said, let's dive in. We open with Luz narrating another excerpt from the Azura book series, where the fictional character challenges an opponent to a witch's duel, cluing in the audience on the episode's conflict, but I also see this as something that runs a bit deeper. Namely, why is Luz still reading Azura, and by proxy, applying the novel to her decisions? Luz understands that she doesn't have a predetermined destiny, that she has to earn her witch's staff and master her abilities the hard way. Yet, that's not stopping her to live out someone else's journey as a blueprint for her own life. I'm not trying to come at Luz for no reason here. Everything she's always dreamed about, the world she escaped to when reading, is right in front of her eyes. Obviously she has to pass the time, but again, trying to fulfill a magical adventure off someone else's imagination doesn't seem all too beneficial in the long run. And I would say the book did influence Luz to challenge Amity to a witch's duel, even though Luz wanted to stand up for herself either way. I'm ultimately getting at Luz's need to make her own decisions, independent of what a book says. She's not afraid to stand out, but she does seem a bit hesitant, understandably so, to truly be herself and not like someone she's reading about in a book. Who knows? Given what Ida said in the first episode about the myths of Earth stemming from the demon realm, is it really too far-fetched Azura could exist? But hopefully a big moment will cause Luz to put down the book for good, without the sacrifice of no longer being herself, instead fully embracing being the odd one out. Gus and Willow bring Luz, and by extension King and Ida, to a convention, an obvious combination of the words and concepts coven and convention, an event where students of the magic arts can observe the different types of covens before they're placed in one. Side note, I love the Alchemist Anonymous gag on the convention center sign, especially because a certain action sequence at the end of the episode gave me huge Fullmetal Alchemist vibes. This event also leads us to discover a factor in Ida's bounty, a big law-breaking no-no. She refused to join a coven. But with all this coven talk, what exactly is a coven? A coven by definition is a group or gathering of witches who meet regularly, or a secret or close-knit group of associates. The Owl House plays by both definitions. Covens help you master a specific category of magic, but there's a sense of brotherhood, respect, and admiration between one another. It's joining a club that caters to your interest and realm of magic. When you join a coven, however, you're placed with a seal specific to that coven that locks away the other fields of magic. Ida never joined a coven, so she's able to still perform all forms of magic, mastering every single one, making her a wanted criminal for being, by proxy, not just the most powerful witch in the Boiling Isles, but one who's unchecked and unaccounted for. There are 9 main covens, which assumably correlate with the 9 tracks offered at Hexside, alongside the color of their uniforms. So far we're familiar with Abomination, Plant, Construction, Illusion, and going off the purple uniform character luring in King with a fortune teller pen, Psychic. There's also the Emperor's Coven, a group of elites who are regarded as the height of magical achievement, equipped with a unique uniform that masks their identity, which I already read into as conformity, lacking distinct traits and personality, yet being told it's a good thing because they're serving a higher purpose. But aside from their prestigious status, they also have access to all forms of magic, which adds weight to why Ida is seen as such a massive threat and why authorities would want to keep her in check. And I'm already excited by their presence. And I do hope we get to learn about the faces underneath those masks. Also, between Ida, the look of the Emperor's Coven, and Lilith, who we'll dig into in a second, it seems as if birds will serve as a consistent visual theme throughout the series. But other covens include the Succulent Coven, Pottery Coven, Cat Coven, Stylist Coven, Flower Coven, Mender's Coven, Artist Coven, Big Dog Coven, Small Cat Coven, Tiniest Cat Coven, Grumpy Coven, Debate Coven, History Coven, Cantrip Coven, Fashion Coven, Meditation Coven, Carnivorous Plant Coven, Chef's Coven, Scrying Coven, Bros Coven, Baker's Coven, Oculus Coven, Reaction Coven, and Incidental Coven. Shout out to the Owl House Wiki who helped me save time on that. We get an up-close demonstration of the Construction Coven, which, as the name implies, handles the creation and likely repair of structures around Hexside, building an entire house in an instant. They use power glyphs, enchanted strips marked with an emblem that see a boost in strength. Creator Dana Terrace's self-insert receives one and immediately becomes the next Dragon Ball villain, which, even as a joke, illustrates that this increased strength can make you mad with power. I assume this could be due to the amount of magic in the power glyph, in tandem with the condition and size of the subject receiving the boost. We also meet the Illusion Coven, which Gus is either already a part of or plans to be a part of, but Fate, aka Ida, may have other plans. Illusion Coven and magic enables, well, illusions that are distinct with a blue translucent appearance and echoed voice of the one projected. It seems as if Luce's illusion took 2 students instead of just 1, which could be due to their level of strength, or it was just one of the 2 students. It also seems teleportation, even if by a small distance, is possible through this Covenant track. But who knows, that in itself could be an illusion. Back to the standout of the episode, we're introduced to who's sure to be a major player in the grand scheme of things, Ida's sister, Lilith, the leader of the Emperor's Coven. Already, wow, this is a great setup for where things can go. Lilith is the exact opposite of Ida, while being equal to her in strength and magic, though Ida won't admit that for her own ego. Lilith obeys the law, working for it rather than opposing it. Yet, like Ida, she's not above playing dirty for her own petty rivalry, giving Amity a power glyph for her witch's duel, much like how Ida booby-trapped the arena in Luce's favor. Despite their rivalry, they still clearly care for each other, especially with Lilith's final scene in this episode. Standing up to Amity and challenging her to a witch's duel, we're introduced what's likely an innate prejudice throughout the Demon Realm and Bonesboro. Humans cannot be witches, which I think says a few things. While characters like Gus can adore and respect humans, as seen with the Human Appreciation Club at Hexside, other residents will just see them as inferior. They lack a bile of magic attached to their heart, so how can they stand their ground? It makes me suspect that Luce's approach to performing magic, alongside Amity's reaction once Luce performs magic later on, is something that was outlawed and buried. For whatever reason, the original way to practice magic has been covered up and lost to time, which would make sense as to why Ida was aware of this practice, because why wouldn't she have even the bare minimum knowledge of illegal activity? Perhaps this method of practicing magic was thrown away due to it allowing witches to perform all types of magic regardless of a coven, because it's much more manual, drawing the energy or magic required from the surface the spell is written on. But we need to understand a bit more of Luce's magic before making a finite conclusion. Moving on, a huge hint to Amity using a power glyph in battle isn't just her reaction to the gigantic abomination she created, but the size of the spell circle she used to create it. Ida stated in the previous episode, The Intruder, that the bigger the spell circle, the more powerful the spell you cast will be. However, Amity's spell circle here isn't that different in scale to her demonstration to Lilith in preparation for this witch's duel. Ida and Lilith engage in a witch's duel of their own, beautifully storyboarded and animated by Spencer Wan. This fight is nuts, and definitely gave me Naruto meets Fullmetal Alchemist vibes. Details that stood out to me include Lilith using what appears to be illusion magic to maneuver around Ida's animation spells, that latter magic seemingly being the focus of the next episode, Hootie's moving hassle. I also enjoyed how Ida's barrier magic, which may be a form of light magic, returned as Ida defended himself from Lilith's attacks after it was used last week to shield Ida from the boiling rain. A crucial detail we learn is that Ida's curse as the Owl Lady also affects her physical appearance. According to both her and Lilith, she's only become closer with her animalistic owl form. What did Ida used to look like before the curse took form at all? Can she ever recover? Even if she used the subject of the curse to catch Lilith off guard, I doubt what she said has no merit or weight at all. It is a serious situation, even if Ida is making light of it for her own advantage. And to close out this breakdown, we get a hint of the overarching story and season conflict as a servant of Emperor Belos checks in with Lilith, who assures she will capture Ida and bring her in. Now this explains Lilith's excitement at the idea of Ida joining the Emperor's Coven. It's the only way to ensure Ida would be safe, to prevent the bounty on her head ending in tragedy. That being said, to Dana and her wonderful team, in regards to the rest of the season and what's to become beyond that, bring it on! I am so ready to dig in and analyze every moment of this wild ride. If these first 5 episodes are anything to go off of, the fun's just beginning. Now, there will not be an episode of The Owl House this upcoming week. I'm recording this on Monday, February 10th, as the Disney Channel original movie is premiering that Friday, but the next episode, Hootie's Moving Hassle, will premiere next Friday. But if you're watching this in the future beyond the premiere of the next episode, well, I mean, that's pretty useless to you. But I want to know your thoughts on the episode. What did you think? Which coven interests you the most? What do you think awaits in Ida and Lilith's future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OpticVlogs. We're also on Instagram. Help Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Ostrich Vox, signing out.